Hey everyone, my name is Ryan Shirley and I'm the founder of Jar Ministries. Jar Ministries is all about reaching out to youth praise bands and teaching them what it actually means to be a worship leader. I've been doing music my entire life. The first time I sang in front of anyone, I was 5 years old. So whenever I started attending youth group, it was a pretty easy transition for me to get on the youth praise band. I had this weird concept of what it meant to be a worship leader. I thought to be a worship leader you had to have fancy clothes, have a certain look, have like at least 1,000 followers on Instagram and Twitter, and you had to at least be working on your first EP. But the older that I got and the more I started doing worship leading as a job and as a passion, I learned that being a worship leader has literally nothing to do with that. And unfortunately I didn't learn that until I was about 20 years old. That's what inspired the birth of Jar Ministries. I had this weird concept in my head that in order to be a worship leader you had to be famous, but the more that I've done this, the more that I've learned that it's literally all about Jesus and not about me at all. That's why the verse behind Jar is 2 Corinthians 4:7. We have this great treasure inside of us, but we ourselves are like fragile clay jars to show that our power comes from God and not from ourselves. I've wondered so many times what life would be like if I had learned the practical things about being a worship leader whenever I was 15 or 14. How would my life be different? How much more along in my walk with Jesus could I be if I had learned these things and had my pride battles nicked in the bud like way back then. That's what Jar Ministry is all about. We are going to have countless resources here on YouTube for your church and for your youth groups. We're in 2015, we're launching a few study guides and workbooks that your church can do with your youth praise band on your own if you'd like to, amongst your own leadership. Something that your youth praise band leaders can grab a hold of and see if it's something that you want to do. And we're also, in 2015, going to be offering 3-day conferences on Friday, Saturday, and Sundays where myself and a small group of people come out and teach you practical things about your instrument, about your vocals, about working together as a team, and then in the evening time diving straight into what it actually means to be a worship leader. You know, I thought that leadership meant you had to have this huge platform, but Jesus actually says that to be a leader, you must first be a servant. And in order to lead worship, you had to do music, when that's not at all what Jesus said. So why do we do what we do? That's what Jar Ministry is going to be teaching your youth. We're so excited to launch this ministry in 2015, but until then, you guys, find us and follow us on Twitter and Instagram. I know I just said earlier that it's not about that, but we also know how powerful social media can be, and the more that the word is spread about Jar, the more of a chance we have to come to your church. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. When you find us on Twitter and Instagram, tweet at us, comment on us, whatever. We'll respond. It's all about the conversation. And with Jar, we genuinely are family. So let's start the conversation. Go follow us, and thanks again for watching this video, you guys.